David, if I can come to you, thank you. If you'd like to, yeah, brilliant. So, David, how has embodying the Magdalene Code changed the way you move through everyday life, relationships, or your connection with yourself and the divine?
I think as you sang the incantation, obviously there's a bit in there, isn't there, about Mary Magdalene, guide us to the light, guide us to divine deep within.
Mm,
And I think it's that sense for me, that essence of the deep within, me connecting with the kind of the I am statement, that I
mm,
am divine. And I think for me, and I think it was for others that did it at the same time, but I'll speak for myself. It's like actually this program is not an ABCD as to you follow exactly the same path as everyone. It tends to unfold in the way that you need it to unfold, or I needed it to unfold. So, for example, for me, part of my path was ordaining as an interfaith minister here in the UK. And my vow there was, or part of my vow was, may I love, honor, and nurture the divine in all those I meet. May I love, honor, and nurture the divine in me. And I think doing the work with the code was a sense, was a deep, divine deep within, was a sense of really understanding. Actually, it's really important that they honor the divine within me, possibly even first. And from my traditional Christian background of, oh, it's everyone else in the service that I love on and put first in the sense, but understanding when I can serve from a fullness, there's something quite profound that happens both within me and I think within others. And there is then a lightness and a freeing up for me in that. So one recent example is, and I did ask you, didn't I, Rachel? I took a friend to Glastonbury on a tour, and it's just really being open then, I think, to the flow of what was unfolding. Obviously, Glastonbury, as you had met Mary Magdalene, and she said after, she said actually it never quite been hosted in this way, where things have flowed, and actually you've been present and held that space. And I think that reflects also, Rachel, how you hold the space in this code. And a sense, I think you spoke about how we co-create this, and it really is so. And I always felt that you're on our side, empowering us as opposed to telling us. See how you're laughing there. But I think that's the sense, and that's what I felt. And there's something very freeing about that, particularly if you've come off the back of some sort of religion or spiritual practices where you've been told, here's the guru, here's the answer, follow this. It's a
mm.
very different resonance, and that falls into, I think, had a sense that Mary also was going, yeah, absolutely. It was not about telling people what to do. It was about getting in touch with the divine deep within. And I think that's a message that actually, for whatever reason, has been lost, mistranslated about divine deep within, along
Mm.
with Mary being lost and what she brought to the table alongside Yeshua or Jesus. So
Yeah,
yeah, so there's an awful lot in this, and
brilliant.
I just think it's so important.
Yeah, oh, thank you, David. Yeah, really, really appreciate your sharing. And yes, yeah, it's definitely it's not about me. I am a total believer of we don't need gurus. Just saying it. I think everybody here will already know my style. It's like because I can turn up and go, I've had a shit day, and I've forgotten who I am, and this happened to me because guess what? I'm human. I forget too, and it's not about that. We do not need gurus. All we need are people who can guide us to the truth of who we are. And which, as David so beautifully said, it's always within. Just one more question for you, David, is same question as I said to Ali. What would you say to someone who does feel deeply called to this path, but is maybe scared or unsure or doubting themselves? Yeah, what would you say?
First of all, I'd say quite often the doubt is it's part of an ego pattern that perhaps I may not feel worthy enough of doing it, or thinking, who am I to take this on? Who am I kidding myself? And just a realization that this is really a journey into the I call the spiral unraveling of the ego, the belief patterns, letting go of that. So I would say actually to perhaps again within, have a sense of, well, what is my sense of knowing, and trust that, because it can be different for each person. For me, for example, perhaps a bit like Ali, I get a sense of, it's not quite inner child, but it's a real deep sense of a double negative, which I really love, and it's I can't not do this.
Oh,
But
yeah.
sometimes I can't always put it into words and explain why, but it's just I can't not do this. Now, others will have other things. I also have synchronicities that come on board. But I think whatever your knowing is, kind of trust it around this. And I've already explained, that Rachel holds a space here, so it's a safe space. And I think Ali's alluded to there's great brotherhood, sisterhood amongst the people that travel on this journey. So it's unique in that way, and that you're supported in a sense of, is it a sense of equals? I don't even know how to put it into word, but you know that the others are also there for you. So
Yeah.
without, and it's in a kind of non-judgmental way. So I think it comes back to me actually trust that inner knowing. You already know if you're destined, or you feel this is the right time for you to take this. And if that is so, then as Ali said, step forward.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ali and David,